Hey there, thanks for joining us at the Rabbit Hole of Research, where you'll learn a few facts that you can impress your friends with at a party. Hey, welcome back to the Rabbit Hole of Research, down here in the basement studio for the mini. You've got me, Joe.
You got Nick.
We've got Nick.
Georgia.
And we've got Georgia down here. Talking a little magic. We had a fun episode with BL
Magic.
talking about magic, the power, its costs, ethics, politics. It's a really good conversation. High, low, soft, hard.
Yeah. I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, I feel like this season's been full of episodes that just did well for us.
Yeah, it was a magical episode.
Magical.
Yeah, from that, BL she had in the episode, and then she sent me an email. She had said any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. And there was some questioner who said it. It was Arthur C. Clarke, Profiles of the Future, an inquiry into the limits of the possible. So, wanted to add that.
Possible.
Yeah, the limits of the possible.
Hell yeah.
Right, so...
I thoroughly thought this was a fun one. There's so much magic. I feel like there's the little things in the world that we don't think of as magic, where it's, that's just magical. It's nothing much, but it means so much more than you would think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's always fun to just look at it like that.
Or to take time to find the magic, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely live in a world where it doesn't feel like things are as magical as they could be.
Mm-hmm.
But you just have to find the little things in life and be like, oh yeah, that's pretty magical, isn't it?
Yeah. Very good. If you haven't, go check that out. It was a good discussion. New business. Had some fun stuff. Expo Chicago. Fan Expo Chicago. I got to...
And you were definitely a fan.
I was definitely a fan because there we had John Carpenter, Kurt Russell, and Keith David were all there in attendance. They are John Carpenter, one of my favorite directors, wrote one of my favorite movies, The Thing.
What movie?
Several of your favorite
And Kurt
movies.
Russell and Keith David were actors in that movie. If you haven't seen it,
you
go
never
check it
brought
out.
this movie yet, Joe. Please.
Yeah.
I know, I've never heard you bring up.
Never heard me. Oh, yeah, definitely. Had a episode end of season 2. We talked about The Thing with Bill Hallier and Todd Thyberg. I remember if my memory serves me correct. So, but yeah, it was super exciting. It was fun to go and do that. It was a little respite from life because a major storm had come through and we were without power. So we had August 11th and didn't get power back for about 10 days. So it was really interesting leaving the dark house.
We are all safe.
Yeah, everyone was safe.
Alive.
So, but yeah, it was
this is not AI.
Yeah, we're still
I'm
here.
tired of everyone saying, hey, why is Joe so AI? And I just have to see, I don't know. He just sounds like that sometimes.
AI. No AI here. 100% human.
No AI.
I'm human.
Human. I thought we were human. Is that all right?
It's pretty good. Lots of fun. How about...
Yes. Me, I avoided the power outage by just staying in Chicago. My house didn't have power, but I personally did have power.
Got out.
So,
didn't slum like the rest of us.
Just hanging out.
It was like camping.
I couldn't do that. You know me, guys. I'm all hooked up to my Ethernet cable and doing random things.
Part of the Matrix.
But no, yeah. Exactly. You know, someone's got to be there to make sure it's all good. But,
excellent.
Yeah.
I was going to say that before we go down to science holes and media holes, I wanted to talk about an event I have coming up on the day of release, August 26th. It's going to be a Zoom at 7 p.m. It's a Zoom.
So we got plenty of time.
It's going to be a Zoom performance with several writers, and I will be one of them reading for your entertainment. So if you're not doing anything,
going to be recorded so you could listen to it.
I think it will be
at a different time.
I think so. I'm not in charge of it, but
read at night for them to go to bed. Like this is the time to get back.
Yeah, you can do it. 7 p.m. Central, 8
Might
p.m.
be
Eastern. Yeah, a little early for people.
But not for me. I'm probably going to be tired.
Check it out. People say they want to come out and hear me read. I'll be reading. So
there you go.
Come and listen. Show some support. The link is in the newsletter. If you're not subscribed to the newsletter, then maybe you should.
Shame on you.
Good reason to do it. Wow. Shame on you, Georgia.
Yeah, the other cool thing is the Dragon Con is coming up in Atlanta, Georgia, the Labor Day weekend. So September 3rd to the 6th or something like that. Yeah, my panels are here. I'll be doing one on Wonder Man, Spider Noir, the rise of the cinematic body horror, philosophy and science fiction, what makes scientists mad, inspiring the next generation of creators, and welcome to Widow's Bay, a fan panel. So it should be a fun time.
Wait,
so
the show Widow's Bay?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good show.
Yeah, it was. It was a really good show. Wonder Man was good. Spider Noir. So I'll be talking about all these.
Oh yeah, that should be a good time.
Yeah. So if you're down in Atlanta, Georgia, come on and say
and
hello.
do they mean mad as in crazy?
As in like things that happen in movies and fiction that make you mad as a scientist. You know, like pulling someone out of a BSL-4 when they got infected. So
it sounds like you were about to say licking something. What were you going to say, huh?
When I started licking donuts and stuff.
Jab on me.
But yeah, so that's all I have. You guys move it along?
Yeah, let's get to some science holes, because I do have one. So science holes.
Science holes. We're here.
Like Bill Nye. If Phil had a science hole, this would be his hole.
Yeah, okay. Let's.
Nope, that stays in. Don't even think about it out, because I'm going to bring it back up.
Great. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't know if we'll get to both, but like I said, it was kind of a hard couple of weeks. So, but yeah,
exactly.
Do you want to lead off? Or want me to lead off?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with mine. That way, you can do both of yours if you want to. But we were here without power, and personally, again, I wasn't without power, but it got me thinking, like, what would it take for the United States to go, like, what would happen if more than one area was super affected by power loss? So I went looking down. I found this New York Times article, which Joe can go ahead and put in the footnotes.
Yep, put in the show notes for y'all.
It was going on about how if 9 of these facilities that, like, do the electricity. What are they called again, Joe?
Like substations? With the transformers that kind of step down the power to deliver to everyone else? Yep.
Yes. If 9 of them were hit, because one was hit recently by snipers, someone that was with a rifle or something, and it took the place down, but they were targeting, as Joe said, the transformers. But if 9 of them get taken down by people like that, it can definitely put us into a dark age again, where we won't have power for, I think they were saying, minimum 18 months, which that would be across
potentially years, right?
Yeah,
because
it takes so long for the transformers to get made that it would cause a bowl effect of. Yeah.
That's one correct. Yeah. It was that incident happened in 2013. It was a little bit ago. The one with the snipers. Right. Yep. So
that was so recent, right? No? Like,
I mean, it wasn't like last week. So.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, but our power outage was.
Our power outage was August, but this one and the story in particular that kind of triggered all this was 2013. And, the article did a good job of explaining why, like, our electrical grid is old. It was cobbled together. There are 3 major kind of hubs that power different regions. I think one's east, west, and in Texas or something like that. Yep. So
yeah.
And
you
then
have these 3.
And then you said substations.
Yeah,
How many?
across.
Like, is a substation like a big city?
Well,
like, what does the substations? You're saying there's 3.
There are many. So these are the major hubs of interconnectivity that cover many states. And so there's 3 major hubs that cover the whole United States.
And then the 9.
And then inside of these hubs, there are many substations. And there are kind of junction points
some
in
key
there. That's exactly
substations.
right. So you just need to hit the 9 key substations in all 3 of these
Which you
groups.
can look up fairly easily.
And right, you can just look at where power is distributed. I think the article said any 12-year-old with internet could figure it out. And then you can coordinate potentially some strike. And then if you hit all of these substations simultaneously, you could potentially render the entire United States dark. And then it can went through the whole scenario.
I think it would only take, under 30 people?
No, I mean, they said this in this article. It was hypothetical. So this,
I hope so.
It was a real thing that because of our infrastructure and the way it's set up, and because it was cobbled together, because power came, and then it wasn't really planned well, different areas develop faster than other areas. So you have this whole mishmash, and
we watched that show
happen.
like it was like over a year ago. Do you remember where like the power went out? It was.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, like Revolution or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember the name, but it was kind of about that.
Yeah,
And
that
about
was
politics, and it wasn't Al Pacino, was it? No.
Oh, are you talking about the cyber attack one?
Yeah.
That was on Netflix or something. I was talking
Yeah.
about the Revolution, the one where the power went off. There was like some sort of all electronics and electronics.
Oh, was that the one where it was like snowing also? Like,
No, I don't think so. I think this was like, it was just a global blackout. And then the whole world was set back into like 100 years pre-electricity. And no one could figure out why. I think we only watched the first season. But,
That's a raving for that, guys.
yeah. I didn't. I think other things just came in a way. So, I think it was only 2 seasons looking at it. So maybe we did watch both seasons. Yeah, it was a good one. But I know what you're talking about. It was it was a pretty recent Netflix show. And it was, I think, was it Al Pacino or one? No, the other guy.
the other gangster.
No, the guy from the one with Ben Stiller. And he's the dad. I can't think of his name.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do totally
It's a comedy, excuse me.
I totally know who you're
The guy
talking
from Meet the Poppers?
Yes. The dad.
De Niro.
De Niro, that's it. Yep. De Niro, yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
De Niro. Robert De Niro.
Yes. We'll get there. See how we do that? Zero
I
Day.
have no clue who you're talking about.
0 Day is the mini series on Netflix that we're talking about. It was a nationwide cyber attack that happened, and that was
Right.
kind of it. That was really good.
It
That
was
yeah.
good.
Yep.
But like power would take out everything.
Yes, power
would
would
take
take out
out-
everything. You would lose.
It would
I mean,
take out all the computers
I'm going to
too.
put that article in there, and I encourage people to read it. But it talked about the levels, because you start out, people wouldn't really know what's going on. And then, the government would have to go, yeah, we got a national blackout. It's going to be long, as Nick said, 18 months to maybe 3-4 years.
And we're just
And then as you go,
not prepared for that.
yeah, I mean,
kind of thing.
hospitals, things like that will use generators, but runs on diesel. But that will eventually run out. Will our allies, international
We're not
allies,
expecting
give
that.
us supplies when that happens? And then if you got the transformers are made internationally, so they have to come in by port. So will our ports work? How would you operate a port to have a ship come in, and the cranes and everything that you need in the infrastructure to actually get the transformer? And then, like they said, these transformers are big, 800,000
They would have to
pounds.
go by railroad.
Yeah, they usually go by railroad and things like that. But if the infrastructure across the country has now been devastated and down for now a year, you would have, so none of this is like planned, like,
So
what
I
would happen.
heard
So it's
one
really
of
kind
the
of interesting and thought-provoking. Like, how can you prevent this? How can you prepare? How can you personally prepare for something like that? So,
And there was locally, they talked about a transformer needing to be replaced, and then they are having to get that in, and it's going to take a long time. But are there different sizes
yeah,
of
they are. Yep,
transformers?
because they're stepping down. So, like on the poles, if you think about the electrical poles, there's like those white canister-looking things. Those are transformers. If you look out down on the ground, they're the little square boxes that say high voltage. Transformers live in there. And then you have at substations, small ones, they have smaller transformers. Then you have big transformers like that. So yeah, so you have all sizes. So the ones that they're talking about, particularly in this article, the 9 critical points, these are the large step downs. So they go from...
So they use the term transformer for all of these different things.
Yes, they're all, yep. Because
But
they all have a similar
obviously
purpose.
they're
That's
very
right.
different.
They're very different. Yeah, they all have the same purpose. And the design of the transformers haven't changed. So they're the same design that was early 1900s when electricity first was becoming a national, global kind of utility. The process hasn't changed. So things are hand wound and manipulated. And there's a lot of tedious construction and, like they said, almost an art form to it that you would have and people do. So yeah, it's kind of
They have not trained AI to do
AI is
that.
not, no. If you're a transformer maker, then you're
Job security.
secure. That's right. Unless you're a transformer.
Or if you're a transformer.
Yeah. And then there you go. So look at that. Nick and I are on the same page here.
We were there the whole time.
So yeah, that was an interesting article. I was glad you pointed it out to me, and I did read it.
I don't know what I was doing, but I was like, I want to look this up. And then I did it, and that came up, and I was like, great.
Yeah.
This is so what I was looking for.
Yeah. And it was a deep dive. So it's really good. So we'll get that into the science holes.
Notes. Oh. All right, Joe, what do you have for us this week?
Yeah, I mean, one, it was kind of interesting, and we've touched on this topic, but it's how do brains work, and in particular, octopus brains. Do they work like human brains, or are they designed differently? And it's really fascinating because octopuses are cephalopods, and so they have these very...
They're not octopi.
They're not octopi, no. It's just the root of the word. And so I believe octopus is Greek, and so it would be octopuses. That is it. I guarantee you it's octopuses.
I think we've discussed
yes, and we've had this
before.
discussion. But yeah, they have these very elaborate brains, and cephalopods in particular, so squid, cuttlefish, octopuses, they all are part of the cephalopod family. But they have 3 hearts, blue blood, no skeleton. Arms are flexible and move like tongues. They can actually taste through their skin. They can change color, texture of their skin, and even their arms can regenerate in some species. So really fascinating. They're the only non-vertebrate animal, so no bone structure, that have big, smart brains that they can use. And people have studied them for many years. And this article was really interesting because it did touch on some of the ethics while you're trying to study these animals. Vertebrates, like ourselves or other animals we're familiar with, used in scientific research, they have strong legal protections, but that's not always the case for invertebrates like octopuses. So these smart, intelligent creatures aren't protected. Yeah. And even if you try to have care, there's limited options for pain relief. So if you're working on other primates or other animals, there's usually pain management and things that you can do. But for the cephalopods, not necessarily always the case. So really interesting. And the article talked about what they're trying to do, kind of solutions to that. So
on the same note, Alton Brown refuses to eat octopus now because he had a experience where he met an octopus and he grabbed his pen, and like wrapped its tentacle around his finger or something. And then it did it again a few years later, and it remembered him. He was like, that was...
Yeah, no, they found...
That's that other movie right now on
One of them, right? Yeah.
The Remarkable.
You really have to start knowing the names of these movies. That
I
you bring
know,
up.
and
This is not helpful for me.
I actually haven't seen it yet. It has Sally Fields. Sally Fields, and it's based on a book, and people just said it's like one of the best.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet, but
is
it's
that the
about
one like learned my best friend or my
Remarkable
learning something. Yeah. Well, if you're looking that up, I was going to say too that there's evidence article kind of goes in and talk about how the octopuses have memories, and so you just brought that up with Alton Brown. But there's also evidence of dreaming. They have rapid skin changes during sleep cycles. So all this evidence that their brains are as complex as human brains, except they're really different. So a lot of their brains are donut shaped in this weird organization. The neurons connections look like it was described as a mess of spaghetti. So they're unsure about the structure and organization. And then they have 8 nerve cords or mini brains that control their arms. So their brain is kind of delocalized. So it's not all in one. It has a mini brain.
That's so wild.
Yeah. So really cool.
I did not know that.
And you think about humans, we think about our brain on top in our head. I talk on here about the second brain, the enteric nervous system that's in our guts. So we have another large
brain in my stomach.
You have a brain in your stomach. Yep, it's controlling stuff. So really fascinating. And they're doing what's called connectomics. I think I've talked about them here in terms of the human brain, where they're trying to map all the connections of the human brain to understand how our brains go together in disease states, health. And so people are trying to do connectomics in cephalopods to see if their brain connections, even though the structure is different, are the brain cells connected the same way they would be in a human. So really, it's a fascinating deep dive kind of report about octopuses and their brains and how smart they are. So, and like Alton Brown, I don't eat octopuses either. So,
yeah, I think after I heard that, I think I was pretty much done with them, because I want to say it was Last Meal from Mythical Kitchen that he did that interview with, and I heard that and I was like, oh. Yeah, I would highly recommend checking that episode out if you're at all interested in Alton.
Yeah, we'll have to throw that in. Yep.
Yeah, it's called Remarkably Bright Creatures, and it does star Sally Fields. Through unlikely bonds formed during night shifts at a local aquarium, Tova, an elderly widow, learns of a life-changing discovery that may bring her joy and wonder once again. But it's supposed to be really like...
Oh, it's really cool, yeah.
And you wonder how much having different pop culture movies and different things like that have an effect on whether there's any kind of legal...
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how people see them. Like, it's all the exposure that helps these creatures.
Right.
Like, if enough people understand that, yes, they're more than just what you can eat, it would help.
Also, the way we view animals and things that we eat and their consciousness and their smartness. I don't know. There's a lot when you have something like an octopus.
And I do think a movie can have a huge impact. And I would bring up another one, but I'd have to look it up, and so I don't want to waste your time.
You don't know. You never watched it,
We'll
right?
be we'll be doing the media hole, so you can start. I'll go to the next science hole real quick, and I think we got a little time for it. This one's interesting, maybe not as long, but it was all about skin healing, and it was an interesting.
I could finally be Wolverine.
Article, yeah, you can be Wolverine. It was about scarring after burn trauma. And how do you repair skin? And a lot of times you try to take grafts from other parts of the body, or you try to grow skin in culture. It takes time. And so what these researchers and groups in this article and starting kind of some of the initial clinical trials was a bio-ink. And so they take these gels with the cultures of your own skin cells, and then they print that or layer it onto the area that needs the new skin and then coax it to develop into skin and have that. So it was really interesting. And the article goes into how they're even trying to layer. So you have different skin cells. And we talked about this in some other minis, that when you try to build an organoid, that the problem is that you don't get all the substructures, the kind of veins and arteries and things like that would happen, the blood vessels, pigments that would form in a natural occurring structure. So they're testing like layering. Can they layer different cell types? So print one type, then put another type on top, then another type on top of that to coax it to develop these cells to work together to form something that's closer to the original skin cell. And it's just using this bio-ink kind of thing, then you're not hurried. So if you have someone that's been injured, you can now start the process of their healing much faster than potentially trying to wait for grafts and things like that. They can injure another part of the body while you're trying to heal. So.
And how long does it take for them to get this bio-ink?
You mean?
Like to grow these skin cells.
Oh, that's I didn't see a time. It sounded like it was very quickly, like they could have these matrices of skin in a syringe, kind of what they called it, pretty quickly. So growing up to skin cells, like you can have that in a bio-ink, but it didn't have in here in this article a time frame.
And they used this person's own skin cells.
Right.
So that would really, like, because I think a lot of times when it's about transplants or about other things, if you're trying to use a foreign, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If it's not the person's actual cells.
Right. Yes. You get rejection and stuff like that.
A lot of issues.
Yep. Yes. No, that's
true. Yeah. Like, how I actually don't. I think I need to look more into this one because, like, would that be able to help with like burn victims and everything?
That's exactly what this is for. Yeah, that was the articles. That's the severe wounds, burn. That's kind of the application for this. That you would then apply this kind of skin cell matrix. So to grow, like the way you usually do it, you'd have to grow in a lab dish skin structures. But that could take weeks, you know, and so then you apply that and see what happens. So this here is a quicker process where you can harvest skin cells and then grow those up quickly and then apply this kind of matrix. When you say
ink, it almost sounds like a tattoo.
Well, I think they're using it in that because you're drawing. I think it's just our word choice is limited. I guess deposit would be it, but I think they're trying to use like 3D printing, so bio ink, like you're printing skin. Right? So that's kind of the idea.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
I never thought printing skin was going to be something we'd ever have to say.
Yes, that's right. 3D bioprinted skin substitute is what I think they're terming it. So
I want to say.
Yeah, bio-ink, skin in a syringe. There's a whole bunch of terms. Like you read the article, they had a few different phrases for it. We'll see which one catches.
I think it's interesting that skin is its own organ.
Yeah, that's right.
Like you don't, I think, I never realized that. And then, so that's just always been like hard to get my mind around.
Yeah, when they put the bioprinted skin on, then underneath your own body will go, oh, it's just, instead of wound response, which is, it goes, oh, this is just normal skin that we can deal with, right? Yeah. And, just kind of do our normal business instead of an injury now. And so it can be even more
fighting off something foreign.
Even you might not even get scar tissue and things. When you have a big wound, you'll start getting scar tissue and things like that. And I think we talked about in the regeneration episodes, healing and things, skin healing. So no, it was really fascinating. And they're moving forward with now clinical trials to see if they can get this to work in a real option.
Do you think we can see this?
You mean like if you show up at the clinic?
Are they using this?
Yeah, like can I go to them and be like, hey?
No, they're in clinical trials. It feels like.
Can I get this going?
Clinical trials. So that means that they're doing the testing. It's not everywhere. So.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, hey, how soon do it?
Oh, I don't. Yeah, it could be years. I mean, I don't know. Depending on how the trials go, right? Maybe never. Like if it's a real bad, doesn't work out that well. Yeah. So yeah.
Sounds like it's going to be some comic book villains going on here.
Yeah, there you go. So
All
no,
right.
it's really cool. Probably see some peer-reviewed papers and things coming out soon. Like a lot of it's
Yeah, I'd like to see more about that. It's,
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. But I'll put this link to this article. It was really cool, and there's other links in here you guys can click around and check out. Go down your own little rabbit hole, science hole.
And then you can come and talk to us about it.
Then yeah, you can
Sometime
drop it in the
as long as
comments.
you have internet.
If you have internet, you have power. We don't go dark. Excellent.
Guess not, but you got to start getting a carrier pigeon for us.
That's yes. Georgia, do you have anything, or we're going to go to media hole?
Are we going to my media hole?
Media holes. Let's do it. What do you got? We got something related.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we
Related
watched a movie
to media or science?
to the science hole, or to almost the Nick science hole. The when America Goes Dark. But we just watched it as a new movie. Was it Netflix? The Last House. And it was really like a sci-fi thriller. And the whole premise was that this rain started and it trapped people inside of their
Never
homes.
stopped.
And it never stopped. Right. It was this whole, well, it stopped, but people were trapped in their homes and you didn't know why. And then the movie took place over 5 years.
Well, don't spoil it.
No, I'm trying not to. I mean, you can watch the trailer, you get all this. But yeah,
It
but it had elements of our science holes were relevant somewhat to this kind of,
Are we gonna do
living
an
off
episode on that? You know what you're trying
the
to say?
grid and maybe other stuff we talked about. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just thought of it when we were talking. I was like, oh, that was a pretty relevant.
It was
movie.
very science. The science was not very sound.
Yes, I think a
It
bit of
was
Handwavium.
But the characters were good. The acting was good. It was like, I have to say it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
But let's just say it did not hold water.
No, it was a lot of. They used a lot of a big serving of Handwavium in that one. It was.
Oh boy!
In cold water, you know where it's water.
Yeah, but it was a good story and the characters. I think that's something from.
Well, I think the story was a little.
I mean, storytelling, I should say.
Yeah.
That if you have tension, if you kind of have your tension threads set up, in a story, then your reader or viewer will stay with it.
It was like
to answer the questions. But
certain moments were so like you could really relate to some of the emotional.
You just couldn't think about what they were doing too closely. You just had to once the movie was over, it was like yeah, it's worth a watch, but you'd be scratching your head.
It's worth a watch with a warning.
Yeah, that's right. Expect a lot of Handwavium.
Okay.
Yeah, how about yourself? Are you any movies or so?
Movies. I think I just rewatched like 3 older movies recently, and that was Adam Sandler's The Longest Yard. Don't ask me why. I don't understand why I did that, but I did it. The Proposal with Ryan Reynolds and Dan Bullock.
Mm-hmm.
And Free Guy, which was another Ryan Reynolds film. I don't know what happened.
I know.
I got
Ryan
home
Reynolds
and had power, and I was like, "Yep, this is what I'm doing with my time."
I got power.
And then I also started the game Midnight Suns, which is a Marvel game.
Yeah, cool.
And that's been pretty cool so far. It's not my usual type of game, but it definitely has been catching my attention. It's more of a turn-based RPG, and I'm not normally about that life, but this one, it's piqued my interest so far. So as soon as I get further in that game, I'll give more of an update.
Yeah.
But
How are you liking it? Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. Georgia, what about yourself?
Oh gosh, I don't know. My brain is completely empty right now.
Very empty.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, a book I'm reading is Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott. It's kind of a writing motivational
Do you like that
book. I do like it. Yeah.
I just recently saw something that people really love that.
Yeah, I think I saw something similar. I picked it up and started reading it. I like that. And breaks the monotony, gets you hyped to get back into writing projects. So if you're looking for a little motivation, check it out. But yeah.
I did finish My Favorite Thing is Monsters by Emil Ferris. And I do have to say it's one of the best books I've ever read. And it's a graphic novel. And I want to say she does like her artwork almost entirely with ballpoint pen. It is just like,
Interesting.
oh my God. It's like her illustrations and the story. It's really intense. It's kind of hard to read at points, but it is amazing. And then I was super
Is
excited.
this something I can find at my local library?
Oh, I'm sure we have it. And it's funny because I got it because someone donated it to the library, and it had been a library book. So it's had quite the journey, and I was so excited. I'm like, oh my God, I want this book. And then I just realized that she wrote a second one. So now I can read another volume. I think it was maybe last year.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's neat.
It's set in Chicago like in the 1960s. And the main character visits the Art Institute on several occasions in the book and weaves in different famous pieces of art that she saw at the Art Institute. And, oh, it's so good. And so I definitely have to go now to the Art Institute and see what pieces are,
Still there.
Still there and
Still
actually
there.
there. Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway.
Feel like a scavenger hunt.
When was this one written?
It was written 2017. And I
Oh,
believe,
it's not that long.
yeah. And I had seen it at bookstores for the longest time. I'm like, oh, I really want that book. And just for whatever reason, I hadn't gotten it yet. And it just literally fell into my hands. And I was like, this is meant to be. So,
Very cool.
And it's Fantagraphics, which is like one of my favorite book publishers.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds really cool. Gotta check it out.
Yeah, when you're done with it, let me know, and I'll check yours out.
Yeah. Like I said, I just finished. So you're welcome to.
Cool.
Ooh.
Awesome. Well, I think that's it. Check it out. Don't forget, if you want to see some folks reading their writing on Zoom, Words with Friends.
What if you just want to listen?
You can just listen. You don't have to look at us, I guess. Just look away. I don't know. It's a free Zoom link. The free Zoom link will be there. You can just kind
And
of
you said there was like 4 writers?
I believe 4 or 5. Yes. Yep. I'm going.
And is there a
closer to the
through
end.
line here?
No,
or it's just random?
Yeah, random. I don't know. No one's giving me a theme. So I'm just,
Random.
I'm just reading. Yeah, no. It should be fun. I've not done a virtual reading before. I've given a virtual presentation, like scientific presentation. I wonder if that's the same kind of feeling.
I don't know.
Yeah.
My friend did a virtual.
I
I don't know if you remember. My friend Julie did a
the
virtual play.
Yeah, right. I remember that. Yeah, that was
so
that was during the pandemic.
Yes,
What is a virtual play?
it was a virtual
exactly what
play
you
where
think,
the
yeah.
different actors actually all were in their homes,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and then
they had sets, they had costumes,
Yeah,
they had
it was-
the whole
it
thing.
was-
They were just
it was
different
something
places.
else.
It was interesting. It was, and one was about saving woods or something. It was almost like the Briar East.
Yeah, there was like a. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I can't remember. Okay, that feels like forever ago. Well, on that note,
It was Virgo.
you have me, Joe.
Yeah, I got Nick.
We've got Nick.
Georgia.
We got Georgia.
Yeah.
We went down so many holes. Nick's cutting out.
I don't know why I went off. No, I was trying not to. I was cutting myself out.
Stay safe. Stay curious.
Bye-bye.
We love you.